Hi, let's take a look at Spat Revolution integration with Nuendo 10, Nuage, and our MMP1 processor in a live setting situation. I'm using Nuendo 10.2.10 and I have the Dante Virtual Sound Card driver selected under Studio, Driver Setup, VST Audio System. The Dante Virtual Sound Card is set to 64-channel I/O and the buffer size set to 256. Under Studio Audio Connection Input tab, I've created and named 3 mono channels, one for each instrument, cello, violin, and flute in this project, and another 3 mono channels, one for each room reverb I'm planning to use with Spat Revolution for OSC control using Nuage. On the Output tab, I've created and named 3 mono channels, one for each instrument I'm planning to record. All the other tabs in this case are blanked, including the control room. Using the Flux Center software, make sure you download and install Spat Revolution software and VST plugins Return, Room, and Send. Once installed, you can now insert Spat Revolution Send plugin, pre or post fader with the option to define how many pre and post insert slots you'd like to use for each selected channel. In this case, make sure to insert Spat Send plugin post fader. Open the plugin to name the track and engage the enable and true functions. On the Spat Room Reverb tracks, insert Spat Room plugin on all 3 channels. Now let's take a look at the Spat Revolution window layout and setup. I placed the Spat Revolution window on top of the Nuage fader display monitor and adjusted the windows so I can still see the visibility, zone, and history tabs on the right side and parameters at the bottom of the screen. You can see the cello, violin, and flute, as well as the 3 control rooms I've created for this demo. LCR 7.1 and 7.12. I've also tried to match the colors I've used in Nuendo in Spat Revolution for each instrument for visual reference. Under Preferences Hardware I/O, I have Dante Virtual Sound Card selected. The sample rate should match Nuendo's sample rate, as well as the buffer or block size, in this case set to 256. OSC should be enabled. If we take a closer look at each of the control rooms I have set up in Spat, I use a standard 8-channel reverb on the LCR and 7.1 control rooms, and a high 16-channel on the 7.1.2 control room. On the LFE side of things, because I'm using a .1 busing in this case, control room 7.1 and 7.1.2 allows me to send a signal to the LFE channel from each instrument. Now let's take a quick look at the MMP1 processor profile. I have a 7.1.2 speaker format set up and signal coming in from Spat Revolution. I have an input trim control, snapshot recall, and a downmix option. Under monitor matrix, trim control in and out. Under speaker matrix, trim controls and IIR or FIR filtering settings for each speaker monitor or LFE. And under speaker management, individual trim controls, delays, and a parametric EQ for each channel to fine-tune the room. Now, let's take a look at the Nuage controllers. On the right side of the display monitor, I can select each connected instrument, as well as the 3 Spat reverbs I have created. Using quick controls and the flip function of the fader unit, I can easily control up to 8 different Spat parameters, like muting any instruments, or any of the room reverbs, for example. Control one specific instrument using Nuendo's edit function, or manipulate multiple instruments linked together. In addition to the 8 Spat parameters in Quick Controls, I can access under Channel, Insert, Spat Plugin, another 8 parameters using the encoders below the touchscreen. I can easily select different parameters using the touchscreen Pages option, or unlock a parameter, select a new parameter on the touchscreen, and lock the selected parameter on the selected encoder. By opening the Meter tab on the upper right corner of the touchscreen, I can engage read and write automation, as well as volume control. If we look at the reverb and output controls of Spat Revolution, I can also manipulate any parameters of the selected reverb and output functions of Spat using quick controls or the encoders on the touchscreen. Finally, you can create different automation scenarios for different instruments during sound check, for example, or create different dynamics for recording purposes. Thanks for watching.